Hello, in this video, we will be looking at the single number problem statement and build a solution in JavaScript while also computing the time complexity and space complexity of the solution that we will be building. Before jumping into the solution aspect, let us try to understand the problem statement. We will be given a nums array. Let's say this is a non-empty array that we receive with 4, 1, 2, 1 and 2. Now from what we can observe in this array, there are numbers that are repeating twice. So let's say we have 4 with us. 4 is not repeating twice in this array. But if we go to the next number, which is 1, that 1 is repeating twice. Then we go to the next number that we have with us, which is 2. 2 is also repeating twice. Now what we can see from this input is that 1 is repeating, 2 is repeating and 4 is not repeating. That's why 4 is going to be the single number that we are going to be returning as the outcome of this problem statement. So we will say that the output is going to be 4. Why? Because it's a single number and it is not repeating. Now that is something we found out visually. How can we try to convert it into logic aspect? Let's see by representing this into an expression what we can try to figure out. What I will try to do is represent 4 as my C. I have 1 which I will represent as my A, and I have 2 which I will represent as my B. Now we said that all the numbers except 1 are going to repeat themselves. So let's say A plus B plus C, and everything is supposed to repeat itself. And when everything is going to repeat itself, that will basically mean that it's going to be twice. So 2 times whole thing is what we are doing. Now what is the outcome of this expression? This expression is basically giving us A plus B plus B plus C plus C. Now I am looking for my C value, which is this one, and to find out C, what I can do is 2 times A plus B plus C minus the whole thing that gives me this. In that case, I can try to figure out what my value is going to be, and to figure out what my value is going to be, I can just say minus A plus B plus C is going to give me my C value that I'm going to look for. Now how can I find out this value and how can I find out this value? To get this value, what are we basically going to do is just iterate through our array and add all the values that we have, because this, as you can see, are the values from the array itself, which is A is appearing 2 times, B is also appearing 2 times, and C is just appearing once. So we will just add those values up, which will give us 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4. And then here we know what is our A, what is our B, and what is our C. So we have 1 plus 2 plus 4, and then we do minus that to get our C, and that is going to look something like this. So like here we have 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, and here it is 4 plus 2 6 and 7 into is 14 is going to give us 4. That is what we are looking for, and the same logic is what is going to get converted into code now, wherein we will keep track of all the unique values, and to keep track of these unique values we can basically use a set, and this values can go inside a set, the unique A, B and C, and then we can find the sum inside the set of all the unique values that we have in the array, and this is just going to iterate through the array that we have received and compute the sum. And that's pretty much in terms of logic aspect. Let's see how it looks in terms of code. So we said that we are going to be using a set to keep track of these unique values that we have with us, which is A, B and C. And I can just say like let unique set is equal to a new set that I'm going to keep track of. Now I need to keep track of two sums. the first sum is of all the unique values in the set, and second is of my values in the array that I have. And I will say like let unique sum is equal to 0 and let total sum be also 0 at the start. Now I will iterate through all the values that I have in my nums. So I will just say for let num of my nums. Now I want to figure out whether the element that I have received is unique or not. So if my unique set that I am keeping track of doesn't have the value of num, that means it is unique, and I will just add it in my set. And now I need to add it to the unique number set that I'm keeping track of, which is going to be unique sum plus equals the number that I have received. And this aspect basically keeps on checking whether it is a unique value or not, coming up in the sum of the unique values. Second component of it is just adding whatever you have in your array and then trying to find C from those. And to do that, I will just say total sum plus equals the number that you have received, irrespective of whether it being duplicate or not. Then once we have iterated through all the inputs that we have received, let's apply the formula which says that 2 times the unique sum, and that is going to look like something like this. What is a unique sum? Is just this value minus the sum of all the values that you have in your array, which is your total sum. And that's pretty much it in terms of implementation. When you run this is just going to give you the outcome of the unique number, which in this case is 4. And in terms of the time complexity that is going to be involved here, let's see what it is going to be. So we have time complexity as. Now first thing that we said is we are going to use a set and then loop through all the elements that we have with us. So first part is, let's say you have n elements, it's going to take n in terms of time complexity because you're going through all the elements that you have in your input. Then you also said that we are using a set here and we are doing a check of set to see if it has the set. This is big O of 1 in terms of the time complexities involved, and we are then trying to go and add to the same set. So these operations are big O of 1 time complexities, but we are going to be doing this big O of n times. Why? Because we are going through all the numbers. So for all the numbers we are going to do this, that is going to add its own time complexity. That's why it will be big O of n plus n, which is going to give us big O of 2n, which in terms becomes 2 as the constant. You're left with big O of n. That's why the time complexity will be big O of n. In terms of the space complexity that is going to be involved here, that is going to be big O of n, because let's say you have n elements, then you will be storing all the unique elements in the set that is going to require storage. And that's pretty much it in terms of implementation. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.